Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me today and happy Employee Appreciation Week. I am Carolyn from the on-site and virtual wellness team. And again, I want to welcome you to this wellness activity brought to you by your leadership team. Your leadership team is truly grateful for all that you do, not just this week, but all year long. And you deserve a break. And we're so glad you're able to carve out a few moments to focus on your well being and to take care of yourself. So, again, thank you for joining. And I hope you enjoy this quick wellness break. So, let's go ahead and get situated on our chair. We're sitting up nice and tall. So you can see when I'm seated on my chair, I'm seated a little bit forward on my chair. So I'm using my good posture to hold myself up nice and tall. So when we think about doing stretch breaks and working on our posture and releasing tension from the muscles, we want to really focus on our breath. So I want you to focus on breathing in and filling up your belly, and then breathing out through the mouth and just letting go of any tension in your body. So again, we're breathing in, filling up our belly, and breathing in through our nose. And then as we exhale out the mouth, letting go of any tension that you may have in your body. So let's go ahead, seated up nice and tall on your chair. We're going to go ahead and let our shoulders sink down. So shoulders are dropped, and I want you to bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. So I'm just tipping my head over to the side, right ear towards the right shoulder. Good. So I'm stretching here through the left side of my neck. And if you need a little bit more stretch, you can take your right hand, place it gently on the head, and just a little press over to the right side. So a little deeper stretch there through that left side of your neck. And again, focusing on that breath. Great. And I'm going to bring the head back to center as I release that hand all the way down. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So now my left ear drops towards my left shoulder. Again, shoulders are down and away. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, if you want more of a stretch, hand on the head and just a gentle press over to the side. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling that stretch all the way through the right side of your neck here. Good. And again, we release as we come back to center, letting that hand rest all the way back down on the lap. Again, I'm still sitting up nice and tall, working on my good posture. I'm going to drop my chin now towards my chest. So stretching now through the back of the neck. And then I want to lift my head up and a slight gaze up towards the ceiling. So think of it as a slow nod. So chin to chest. Good. And then a lift up. Chin to chest. And a gentle lift up. Good. Let's do that 2 more times. Chin to chest. And lift. Nice. 1 more time. Chin to chest. And lift. And then we bring the head back to center. Again, letting the shoulders rest down. Kind of wiggle through those shoulders a little bit. And then we're going to take that neck now and we're going to turn to the right. So we're looking off to the right side. Now I'm going to take my chin, I'm going to drop it down. So I'm looking down at the floor here. So I'm getting another stretch through the left side of the neck, but a little bit deeper than the first stretch we did. Now again, my right hand can come on the head and gentle press down. So it's like I'm bringing my chin a little bit over towards my armpit here. And again, I'm focusing on that breath. Still sitting up nice and tall. And I release that hold and I slowly bring my head up, and then I bring my head back to center. And then let's go ahead and do the opposite side. So I'm going to turn to my left now, shoulders dropping down, and then I tip my head down. So looking down at the floor, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. I can take my left hand and place it on the head and bring my chin a little closer towards that armpit as I gently press it down and away. Feeling that stretch through the right side of that neck. Gently release that hold, bringing my head up and then turning my head back to the center. Excellent. We're going to move on to doing some shoulder rolls or shoulder circles. So I'm going to turn this way to get us started here. So I want you to, first of all, bring your shoulders forward. It's a very small movement, but a little shift, the shoulders coming forward. Then I want to bring those shoulders up towards my ears. But now my focus is pushing those shoulders back as I squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then I let my shoulders drop down. Right? So again, a little shift forward and up. And now push back and down. Little shift forward and up. Press back and down. Good. Forward and up. Press back and down. Let's do that a couple more times. Forward and up. Good. Back and down. Forward and up. Back and down. Good. Now this should be our new normal with our shoulders pressed down. Right? So many times our shoulders are up throughout the day, and this is what kind of just becomes our normal. We don't even really realize that our shoulders are popped up a lot of the times. So try and sink those shoulders down. All right, let's go ahead and move on to an elbow squeeze. So we're going to bring our hands up and place them at the back of the head. And they're just back there just for support. Right? So it's just bringing them up. And I want you to open those elbows up. And see, my elbows are in line with my shoulders here. And I'm going to squeeze my my elbows towards each other. Right? And whatever, if yours are closer forward, that's great. If you can bring them further back than me, go for it. Okay? So elbows are like you're visualizing those elbows coming towards each other, feeling that stretch now through the middle back as we squeeze those shoulder blades together. Then I'm going to release and bring those elbows pointing forward. All right, so here we go again. Open and squeeze. And then I slowly bring them forward. Open and squeeze. Good. Slowly forward. Open and squeeze. And forward. Let's do that a couple more times. Open and squeeze. Good. And forward. One more time. Big squeeze back. And then coming forward. Good. And then we can lower those arms again all the way back down. And again, we're going to think about those shoulders dropping down. We're going to move on to cross body stretch. So So the last one of really focusing on those shoulders. So I want you to bring your right arm forward, and then your right arm is going to come across to the left side of your body. Okay? I'm going to take my left arm and bring it underneath my right arm, and then pull my right arm towards me. I can see my right shoulder is hunched up, so I want to try and push that right shoulder down and then bring that arm in towards me. Now, if I want a little bit more, I'm going to turn my left hand so my palm faces away, and then I can give a little bit more leverage as I can pull that arm towards me a little more as I drop that shoulder. So it's almost like shifting your body over a little bit so that shoulder drops down. Good. And I'm breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice. I'm going to release that, and I'm going to lower those sides down and let my shoulders drop. And then my left arm comes forward and comes across my body to the right side. My right arm comes underneath and pulls my left arm towards me as I let that shoulder stay down. You should feel that stretch right in the anterior and middle part of your deltoid, so the front and top of your shoulder. Now, again, if you want more, turn that right hand away from you, and then I have a little bit more leverage to pull my arm towards me further. And I'm focusing on that breath, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Excellent. Good. And then let's release that. And again, let the shoulders sink down. All right, now we're going to stand for a little bit just because it's always good to do a little standing. But if you're not able to, or your space where you don't have the opportunity to stand and you need to stay seated, that's completely fine. You can do those stretches also from this seated position. But let's go ahead and stand a little bit. Let me rearrange my camera just a little bit here so you can see me. All right, excellent. All right, so we're going to go to a forearm stretch. So I want you to take your right arm and reach it out front. Your left hand is going on top of your right, and then I'm just going to press my hand down. So my fingertips are pointed down towards the floor, and just a gentle press with my left hand, pushing my right fingers down, and I'm feeling that stretch right at the top part of that wrist. Good. And then also into the forearm. So just a nice stretch here. Good. Good. Release it. And then we do the other side. So left arm, hand on top. That right hand goes on top of the left. My fingertips point down and my hand presses down. Shoulders drop. Very good. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. And I'm going to release that and lower my arms down. All right, arms are going to come out to the sides now. And now I'm going to drop my wrists back and away. So now I'm feeling that stretch more up in the upper arm and those biceps. Okay, so sinking down. You can stand tall with your feet side by side or a little bit wider base, whatever feels best to you. If you're standing, if you're seated, remember you can do these same exercises still in that seated position. Shoulders drop. Good. Now, I want you to take those arms, you're going to reach them up towards the ceiling. I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to bring it back behind me. So I'm reaching my fingertips down my back. My left hand then either grabs onto the elbow to pull back, or I can bring my arm around and push from the front. So if you have enough shoulder flexibility to grab behind, go ahead and do that. If that doesn't feel good to you, then again, push from the front, right? But either way, we're trying to point that right elbow up towards the ceiling. And as I point my right elbow up, my fingertips are going down towards the floor on that back of mine. Good. So you're stretching right through the triceps. Then let's stretch again. And then this time my left arm is coming behind me, fingertips pointing down. Right hand comes around to grab on the elbow, and lift it, pressing that elbow up towards the ceiling. Or again, if that feels uncomfortable to you, you can bring that arm around from the front and push back. Good. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. Excellent. Let's release that and let those arms lower all the way down. Good. We're going to take our right arm, we're going to reach up towards the ceiling, and then we're going to tip over to the left. So my right arm is reaching up and over, and my left arm is just sliding down the left side of my body. So I'm feeling that stretch all the way through the right side of my body. If you want to add a little more, you can tip the head and look up, or you can keep the head looking forward. Again, what feels best to you. It's always good to listen to your own body. And then let's stand up tall, drop that right arm down. Left arm now comes up, and the left arm goes up and over, and right hand is sliding down, reaching towards the floor. Again, you're looking forward. If you want to tip the head to look up, you can. Feeling that stretch through the left side of your body. Again, letting that breath guide you so you can release that tension from the body. Good. And then we lower down, letting the arms rest all the way down at the sides. Good. We're going to move on to our goalpost squeeze. So goalpost position. We're getting ready for that Super Bowl coming up. So goalpost, elbows in line with your shoulders. Okay. I want you to bring your elbows towards or to each other, and then we're going to open them up and squeeze back. So similar to the one we did earlier with our hands on the head, but this time we're keeping those arms in that goalpost position. So squeeze back. Good. Come forward. And then exhale and squeeze those shoulder blades. Good. Bring them together and open. Together and open. Let's do that one more time. Together and squeeze. Excellent. Bring your arms back in front to let them down, and we come into chest opener. So now we're going to bring our hands back behind us. Right? So you can either reach those arms back, or if you can, clasp your hands together here and then push back and away. Let your shoulders sink down, and you're feeling that stretch all the way through the front part of your body here, across the shoulders and across the chest. Good. And if you want a little bit more, you can raise those arms up a little bit higher. Good. Again, we're focusing on that breath, in and out. Feeling that body relax. Good. And then let's release those hands and lower those hands all the way back down. Good. Let's go ahead and bring our legs out in a wider stance now. So our legs are out nice and wide. Right? I'm going to bend my right knee and shift my body to the left. To the right. Bend my right knee, shift my body to the right as my left leg stays extended. And then I'm going to come back to center, bend my left knee, shift to the left. My right leg now stays extended. Okay? Shift from side to side. So here we're stretching through the inside of the thighs, and then just getting a nice opening through the hips. As we sit a lot throughout the day or stand in one place, our hips get locked up. So it's nice to open those hips up here. Good. Now we're going to bend that knee and hold it here on the right. Focusing on that breath. Good. We come back up And we drop over to the left and hold. Good, and then we come back to center. Good, we're gonna keep our legs nice and wide, and I want you to bend those knees, kind of shift down a little bit. So I'm sitting back just a little bit, okay? I'm gonna bring my right shoulder across towards my left knee, okay? As I do that, I'm pushing off with my right hand just a little bit to get a deeper stretch to the inside of my thigh, but then also getting a stretch here through the upper back and shoulder of the right. And then I'm going to come to the center and then rotate the other way. So now my left shoulder is coming towards my right knee. I'm going to do that one more time each side. So back to center, right shoulder over towards the left. And then back to center, left shoulder towards the right. And then I come back to center. Good. Now I'm going to lower myself down. So I'm going to bend those knees, kind of squat down a little bit, let my body drop. Then I let my head drop and I roll with my back all the way up and sink my shoulders down. Good. Now I'm going to bring my legs back in so my feet are about hip width apart. Okay. So now I'm going to let my hands rest on the front of my thighs and I'm going to slide my hands down. I can let my head drop and I want you just to hang out here. Now you should feel that stretch in the back of your legs. Now you can keep your hands resting on your legs or you can let your hands just kind of hang down here if that feels good. Or you can even lower yourself further down to touch the floor. Again, you're breathing in and out. Feeling that stretch all the way from the glutes, all the way down the back of the legs. Good. And we're going to bend the knees a little more. And again, round the back so that you can come all the way up slowly and sink the shoulders down. Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and grab our chair again. We're going to come into what's called the 4 square stretch. So either you can place your right ankle over your left ankle, right here, or if you can, bring it up a little bit higher, or you can bring your right foot on top of your left leg, okay? And then I'm going to let my right knee kind of sink down towards the floor. So you can see I'm lowering that right leg. And I can lean forward a little bit more to get more of a stretch here. Good. I can even do a gentle press. As I'm breathing, I'm stretching again through those glutes and then also opening up through those hips. Good. And then I come back up, right leg goes down. Left leg, cross over wherever that you can on the leg. If you can bring it all the way up to drape over the top of the right leg, go ahead and do so. And then again, you'll notice my left knee is sinking down. I lean forward so I get a deeper stretch. I can place my hand not on the knee, but out on the thigh and a little press if I want to add a little bit more stretch there. Good. And then we'll release that and let that leg lower all the way down. Good. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Again, I'm scooted forward on my chair. I'm going to take my right arm and either place it on the arm or on the chair behind me. And I'm going to take my left hand and put it on the outside of my right thigh. And then I'm going to turn to the right. So I'm getting a nice twist through the lower back. I'm sinking those shoulders down. I'm looking off to the right, or I can even look behind me a little bit. Focusing on that breath. Getting a gentle twist through the lower back. Good. Then slowly come back around and let the arms rest. Good. Now my left hand's either going to go on the arm or on the chair behind me. Right hand on the outside of the left thigh, nice and tall. And we twist and turn. We're letting those shoulders drop. We're looking off to the left or even a little bit behind us. As we stretch through the lower back, and you'll feel it a little bit along the sides as well. And we release, and we come all the way back around. Good. We're going to finish off with just a couple nice big breaths together. So as we take a deep breath in, let's reach those arms up. And as we exhale, let those arms slowly float down. And let's do that one more time. Big breath in. And exhale all the way down. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you again for joining me, and happy Employee Appreciation Week. Take care.